Hello guys, welcome back. And yes, I'm all smiling because I feel this conversation is heading to the right destination actually, because we are ni kama tunajiongelesha and we are talking about it from like it's like we have experience. Why? Because we're having these people here wenye wako kwa hiyo unajua hiyo side. Mnasikia ni nani? So they've been dealing with patients and they've been having getting this information direct from that person who've been going through GBV. Welcome so much. If you're tuning in right now, you are the right place. Haujapotea by the way, na hatujakuacha sana. We are here with Brenda and Felix. We've been talking about gender-based violence, and in this case we've been so much wanting to know what are the main causes of GBV before tufike kukatana mikono, kukatana kukatana miguu. Nini inaweza tuonyesha this one I could be going through GBV before uanze kukua wazimu, depressions and everything, even commit suicide. We want to know nini tunafanya, and they've been taking us through. Well, we've talked about cultural beliefs about that man or woman, how we are supposed to, to lead our family, and that could be one cause why, watu wanapitia GBV sana. So we've been taking this conversation so well. So if you want to keep up with this conversation, kindly join us. You're welcomed. Tell us anything, any question you want to ask. Our social media handle, we are GBS TV Africa. Our SMS line is 21144. So guys, thank you so much. You're doing well. Actually, I can see people telling us and joining in this conversation. We are going to ask some questions before tumalize easy maswali. And now, before we went for that short break, we were talking about this man mwenye ako kwa nyumba na the woman is now well up when it comes to finances. So and then you had something to comment about that. So before we take it to somewhere else, kindly malizia your point.
Yeah, so thank you. So the other side that comes to it is that sense of insecurity by that man. Akikaa nyumbani, anaona tu bibi yake, he's on making all the money, doing so well, progressing. And so mentally and also deep down, there's this sense of insecurity that comes in. And so I need to compensate by trying to dominate over this particular partner. And the only way they can do that is now using their physicality. So that sense of insecurity may also lead now to other types also. It could lead to the physical violence, emotional. They will try and start saying some things. Ama anaanza kumwambia whatever you earn, you have to give it to me, or something like that. Yeah, and then obviously the first thing that you'd think is, why doesn't this woman live?
Yeah, because I'm thinking about that too, Brenda, in this case, mimi ndio niko na pesa kwa hii nyumba. Now this man feels like, because I'm bringing something on the table, almost I'm catering for everything, every need at that house, he needs to be a man. Unaelewa? And him being a man is being violent or making me go through that hell of a thing. Why can't we leave, Brenda?
Oh, and that's a very good question.
Juu niko na dosi, niko na pesa. Nina like 250. Niko na watoto wawili. Huyu mwanaume hata tuseme ananichapa. Tuseme ananitusi. Kuna matusi zingine unapea mwanamke mpaka akitembea nguo zinashindwa kukaa vizuri kwa mwili. They've dressed smart but you feel there's a gap. What is wrong with you? Mbona ananimake me feel evil? Is it, he wants to be still the man, the head. Why can't I leave?
Okay, and that's a very good question. And so when it comes to such a situation, because we said, at first we said women who don't have something wataka. Yes. So now we have a woman who
has something. So financially,
and so this, we're looking at it from like a broad spectrum. So one, we might have a woman with children, right? Yeye anataka watoto wake walelewe kwa nyumba iko na mama na baba, which could come with a lot of things. It could be maybe lelewa in such a home and they loved it. Or maybe they did not grow up with a father and they always promised, and they know what that feels like, where they want their children to be in a two-household family. And these are those things that of late we've seen there's so much stigma around being a single mother.
Sana.
We see kila kitu online. Mtu akipatikana kwa shida, single mother somehow atakuja kwa thread.
Fatherless behavior.
Conversation iko huku lakini somehow single motherhood itaingizwa na lack of a father. Lack of a father. It will go back to lack of a father. So, and you see with such things, when there's so much stigma around being a single mother, being raised by a single mother, you might feel that need. Mtoto wako, wacha tu abaki, akuwe na father na mother. Because kila siku kiingia online, kitu kidogo, huyu ni mtu ana, huyu niko sure ajui baba yake. Unaona? These are the problem. Kila shida inakuwa, ilo shida ya kureiziwa by a single mother. So there's that really big stigma.
So nobody wants to be a single mother. Men, you do not support single mothers? Okay, from a man's perspective.
For me, I do. That's why I'm here.
Because I feel, yes, atufai kufanya hawa watu wa feel ni kama they are out, you know, they want to have another society or another, you know, earth. Yeah. They want to go, and now this is single mothers, you know, world and everything. Are we supposed to support them as women? And as men, do you support them?
Yeah, so, okay, you find that it's also part of the cultural beliefs that probably as a man, as you're looking for a suitor, you wouldn't want to go to a woman who has kids, who has
already been married before.
Divorced. And so there's a tag to that comes with, so for the women, and the irony that it doesn't apply for men. They can be multiple. You find that they have so many other kids everywhere, but then it doesn't really. But then when a woman just has one kid, it becomes a huge. Yeah. But I've talked to different guys. The people are changing nowadays. Yeah, because there's more to people than just their past families or whatever. And so you can clearly just go approach them and you can work things out.
Wow. And because I feel like the way Brenda was saying, it is the insecurity of this woman who still goes through GBV in that family and doesn't want to leave. It could be because of that stigma that is around a single woman.
Yeah. And the other thing could be, we know raising children is not easy.
It's not.
It is really difficult even when you're two partners. So it could be, yes, they're not supporting you financially, but probably you have to work. So because they're home, they probably take care of the child. So in a way, it's also being in like a two-parent family kind of eases the burden of it. So there are people who would not want to risk now going to a situation where it's you. When they're sick, ni wewe kila kitu. You see, so there's even just that emotional support. Yes. It is unfortunate that unachapwa, but then you see this is the thing, and this is also one of the things that makes many people stay. You see, there's good days, there's bad days.
Yes.
So hata kama those bad days are many, umeambiwa vumilia. So you keep holding on to those good days, you know, and that can make you stay there. Because Friday he tried. You know, Friday I came home, watoto walikuwa wamekula, so because I had a busy day at work, I slept. But then you see, from Monday to Thursday, this person was beating you. And so there's even that psychological aspect of it for, you just hold on to the good parts. There are few, but then you keep holding on to them, and then you magnify them. But then you're actually going through a lot. Because think about it, parenting is not easy.
It is not.
It's really not easy. And then there's, again, just on an individual level, even now say women who, because again, there's still women in those situations who don't have children. So it could be you're just married, no children.
Yeah.
So now then there's a psychological aspect of it.
Yes.
Think about it. We all want to be loved. We all want someone. Yeah. We all want to be understood. We all want to be loved. So maybe you're also in a situation where this person emotionally abused, amekwambia, where hata kuna mtu atakupenda, no one will ever like you. Your self-worth is so low that you cannot imagine leaving this person. Because if I leave them, so I'll die alone. Will I die alone? And you see, loneliness is a very big issue.
Also,
loneliness can drive you to do crazy things.
Sure.
The people escaping loneliness can really drive you to do a lot of really crazy things. Yes. So this is someone who kila siku amekwambia wewe hata kuntu atakupenda, anakufanya to feel like they're doing you a favor. So in your mind, your self-worth is tied. It's so low to the point that you cannot imagine, if I leave this person, who will ever love me? Who will choose me? And so in that situation,
I don't want to die
you end up
alone.
staying. You don't want to die alone. You've been told no one will love you. So even hata labda he has 4 other people, 4 other partners, but unang'ang'ana tu, unavumilia. Why? Because where are you gonna go? Your self-worth is, your esteem is gone, your self-respect, your self-dignity, you have nothing left. Meaning now you're just holding on to, because at least uko na mtu tu.
I have someone. But you know, it's so sad that what can we do? What can that person who is in such a situation do? Because we also believe it could be both, like we said, men and women, and especially when you touched about someone without kids. Pia kuna wanaume wenye cannot be able to sire kids, and wamepata yule mwanamke tu anasimama naye, and they could also be going through hell. What can we do it from a man's perspective, I think?
In terms of supporting our ladies, obviously it's now high time to have these conversations broadly and in daylight, because you know we tend to shy away from these uncomfortable conversations.
Yes.
Have these conversations in your living rooms, have them in your churches, even have them in schools, in open places, because these are some of the things that are really prevalent, but people just want to cover them under the, you'll go to a place, you'll find that this particular lady has a black eye or something, and then everyone will act like they can't see. Like
hakuna kitu ameona.
Everyone is just trying to act, to play a fool to everything that is happening. So, and for the people being abused, so the first thing is to try and get help. There are various institutions that have come up. There is GVRC, the Gender Violence Recovery Center. There are various contacts of, and so even for our government to also try and empower them.
Yeah, because I feel this is a woman mwenye atashindwa hata kuenda, because if actually that person has their own insecurities, like now who is going to, you know, I don't want to die alone, about the kids. I even feel it's something that they need to go through therapy to understand themselves, because this is a person who has lost themselves first. That is why they want to see themselves in someone else, even if they're abusive. And I think it's a very, it's something we need to discuss Broadway, because I don't know, lazima uambie mwanamke first, you're not worth of this, you know, this hell. And why? Because you can do this in this world. Kwanza saa hizi, how can you even tell a person toka kwako without them understanding? I'm coming out of this house because 1 of 2, 3, 4, you know, and I can still survive outside in using this way, because I do not want to have these insecurities of niende watoto wafanye, niende alafu nipatane na nani, finances, umeelewa, sina mtoto naenda wapi, you know, hizo vitu zenye tutaki kuongelelea. And I still believe there are more causes, don't you think? There are more causes to these things, and I would want us to tackle at least one more cause. And before we do that, allow us to take a short break, at least tukunywe maji kidogo, we clear our throats, we come back and then we try to see what could be another one more cause of it, and what can we do about it exactly as an individual. How can you be helped? So let's take a short break and then we come back. Thank you.